tape. Let's dive into the tape.
Mike Rupp with a Yager-like salute.
Roll the tape.
Rupp with a shot. He's gone.
2 goals for Mike Rupp.
Look at him go. Tape the tape. Let's diggity dive right into the tape. All right. We had the biggest game I thought of the weekend was the one everybody was waiting for, seeming to be the Toronto-Boston Game 7. I know you were all pumped to watch it too. Wondering what's going to happen here, right? The history with, oh my gosh, is Boston going to lose another 3-1 series when they're up 3-1? Is Toronto going to lose another, game against the Bruins or series against the Bruins? So it was exciting. It was fun to watch.
The anticipation was very exciting.
The anticipation. You like the end of the game, not necessarily the
yeah, a lot of the game was quite boring.
All right, but what wasn't boring is the way it ended.
Oh, yeah.
The way it ended was incredible, but I thought there's two sides of this. I didn't know how we wanted to do this. Like, I want to show for the happy stuff first. Let's go with the happy stuff, hey? And that's Pasta. Okay. And what happens on this play, I mean, it's a world-class player. They got called out by the coach after Game 6. Jim Montgomery calls him out. And it seems like a storybook ending for the Boston Bruins and him to come through in a big way.
Yeah, and there were other guys that Jim Montgomery could have called out. There are a couple defensemen that I don't think have come close to where their level of play could be, and hopefully they have more time now to get it going because they advance. But that's your stud. That's your guy. Yeah. And I don't think it was necessarily a crazy call-out either. I just think if we're going to go anywhere, we're going to need it. Number 88 to get the job done for us, create, and get a goal.
Yeah, it was a huge, huge goal. And we're going to show this first. Before we get to it, I want to show just you had today's kind of post-mortem, if you will, for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Oh, everybody.
And Sheldon Keefe had this to say, and I want you to remember this because this is going to go for the second half of the breakdown. This is what he had to say about the goal.
Obviously we get their best player flying through the neutral zone, and we don't pick him up coming through. So that's a challenge, and it's a tough one because I actually thought we had done a tremendous job through the neutral zone in defending with structure through the series. Games 5 and 6 in particular, I thought was probably the best that we've been all season long in that regard. And on that one, we didn't pick it up and got a tough bounce and didn't get a save.
So I want to remember what he said there because he's bang on. He's bang on and evaluating it, and we'll get to that. But I also think he's bang on in his assessment of what Toronto did really well in this series.
Yeah.
Is they clogged up the neutral zone. The Boston Bruins didn't look like a very dangerous team offensively in the later parts of the series because of what Toronto's done, but it just took that one to kind of fall asleep, and that made everything. But let's just look at the positives here, and I know that we'll get to it right away. And David Pastrnak, he's on the ice, obviously, and we're going to get a pause there. And you see him, all right, so he checks the puck back. So there's Pasta. He brings the puck back here to Lindholm, and you can almost see the gallop. Can you bring it back real slowly here? Watch him after he gives this pass, and then he gets going. He gets his little giddy up. Ready? Right here, starts turning the corner, and then you're just going to see crossover, crossover, crossover. Get going, get going, get going. And watch his stick. That's the part I want to focus on is you've got his stick right there. And he starts pointing with it, right, B? He's pointing down like right there. So you got the vision. He's looking back here. He's looking at Lindholm. Lindholm's looking at him. And Pasta's like, hey, big guy, this is where we're going, man. You know that play? Because this is obviously a set play. And our producer, Lawrence Goldstein, pointed out, and I remember seeing this a long time ago, he used to do this to Torrey Krug all the time. Right. So, right, it's the same type thing. Hey, right there, move it forward. And Lindholm's going to go cross corner hard. You're going to get that bounce. And then this is the part, B. I'm going to kick it to you because what he does here going that top speed is incredible.
It really is. And I got a straight stick here, but slow motion, it's impressive to me, handling it off the wall like that. And this ice has been bad the whole series in Boston. The ice has been terrible. So he has a big hook on his stick. He handles it one touch on his backhand, a quick stick handle, from backhand to forehand, back to his backhand, all while in the blue paint. We'll get to that later. It was a high-end level skill play. I mean, at a high rate of speed, makes it The degree of difficulty goes off the charts.
It almost doesn't do
do it
justice when we're showing it in slow-mo. Can we bring it back to the slow-mo again, though? Because I want to show what you're talking about. The number of touches he has in a short amount of time.
Right.
And you also don't know, he doesn't know, am I going to get a poke check from the goalie? Is the goalie going to come slide? Now, what do we got here? So we're going to go for it. I'm going to count them. Go really slow. So he's going to pick this thing up. You're going to go touch 1, okay? Right there. Touch. Look at, he's in the blue paint. Touch 2.
In the air.
And touch 3 right there. So, I mean, you're talking this like little area going that fast, trying to stick it. Oh, I'm sorry. Bring it back one more. We forgot the knee, Brian.
Oh, yeah.
B, you pointed this out. Get a pause right here. So, flare the knee. Boy, show him how you flare the knee, bud. So he's going to stick this
Kind of
knee
get into
out.
a little bit of a lunge here.
Yeah, a little bit of a lunge motion.
All while going really fast.
You flare it out because then when Morgan Riley's stick comes across here, it's going to get blocked out by the leg. And roll this forward. Watch his shin pad right here. His shin pad's going to stop it. Bring it back there again until the contact of the shin pad. Right there, when you see the stick bow. Right there. You can't touch my stick really hard.
Right.
You know, because I'm blocking it with my knee. I'm pasta. Like, all this is happening and going, like, extremely fast.
Yes. Well, I mean, that's instinctual, and he knows where the pressure's coming from. You're not going to get it. And I can still stick handle a bouncing puck on terrible ice and put it this high up where it doesn't hit his pad, but it goes over the steel of his blade and into a net. Everything had to kind of go right for him, and there had to be a lot wrong with the team in white and blue.
Yes, and so this is where we're going to transition. Remember, Sheldon Keefe said this is their best player got moving in the neutral zone. We didn't pick him up. He said there's a funny bounce. I don't know if he was alluding to the ice or whatever, off the boards or wherever that bounce was.
Yep.
And then he also said, you know, you kind of want to save there. Well, there's a lot more he could have added in here. We're going to look at it because here's the point that I wanted to make is you've got this player, and it's always so important clearly to know who's on the ice at all time. You should know, every single person should know when you're on the ice with David Pastrnak, because Boston knows when Austin Matthews is on the ice.
Yeah.
You know, you know who these players are. And when he checks this puck back, so he ends up checking it back here, and he starts getting on his horse and get moving. I'm thinking to myself, I'm trying to think of like a way to the analogy. It's like, I feel like it's in football, if a guy's in motion, like you always see watching football games, someone points or picks him up like, hey, something's happening here. This guy's moving abnormally. You know what I mean? Like, that's what that happens. If I pass the puck here and all of a sudden I start, giddy up, go, boom, 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 skating like that, that guy is up for, he should be an MVP on any other year. Like, you should know to watch him. This is what ends up happening. Mitch Marner gets put in a tough spot because he just jumps on the ice right here because you have a not so great change.
Full possession in the neutral zone. The puck was up here when this change was happening, but you usually can't get off there.
No, you
but
can't.
It's a long change period. If you can get one guy off, we're not going to nitpick.
Yeah, not going to nitpick that.
Okay.
But so Mitch jumps on the ice, and right off of Mitch Marner is the best player on the other team. And he's skating really fast, really hard. I would think you got to get up to speed with him, right? Like, you think cover him a little bit here.
And, you know, a lot's been said about Marner on this particular play, but what he does originally is he takes a few hard strides and takes away the direct pass, okay? And we'll roll it forward, but he takes away a direct pass, but then he thinks his job is done. So he takes away the direct pass.
We got to stop here, though. Looking at everywhere here, though. We're good everywhere here.
We sort of are. I like this sort of be coming at this angle to keep the puck on one side. You don't want to cross. You don't want to let them cross the zone too often because then they can enter, and then this guy gets a little bit confused, right? So if I'm F1 in this case, now he's F1, he's got to continue back. He needs to try to come in and keep him to one side, and he doesn't do that, frankly. And it causes confusion everywhere. We'll have different angles on it. You can run it through here. Here comes the dump. And okay, now we got to go to the next guy. Where are we going here? We got to go to Morgan Riley. I love Morgan Riley.
Yeah, bring it back here.
Bring it back a little bit. No, you can go to the next clip. I like that better. Yeah.
All right.
Here he comes now. Keep your eye right here. Stop. Rewind it a little for me, if you can. He flinches a little, which is fine. There's a stick in the way, and Tavares looks. Oh, and he pivots the wrong way. You can't be pivoting that way. You want to stay in motion, and you want to face the puck. He turns his back on the puck just for a split second. You can roll it through. Now he's lost. He can't get back up to speed because, again, Pastrnak was running so far, and he obviously gets beat. He tries to make a play on the puck, and he can't do it. Now, rewind it again, please. I don't like doing this. This hurts, but if I'm Samsonov, I'm going to pretend I'm him. No, he had the right. Okay. Goal? No goal. Okay, we'll show you how
Because
far.
we showed the stick handling.
We'll show you how far. We'll show you how far I go. This far, no goal.
He's too deep.
He's too deep. He's letting the play come to him. The play is playing him. He needs to go out and stop that play. He hasn't taken a stride in a while, but it doesn't matter. The play has already been past him. You got to start picking up people here. If we roll it through quickly.
Actually, hold on. Bring it back. Bring it back to my last stop here, because then I'm just going to show what you do. Keep going to the other angle. Keep going. Keep going right to here. Okay. So this is the part here that we're looking, and B, you can point that out when we get there too. But this is the part I said, you know, Mitch kind of just like he seems okay here if he's on his horse and gets going, but Pasta gets left alone there. Willie's on the right side of Pavel Zacha here,
right.
Okay? And watch how everything changes moving forward. Watch what happens with Mitch and Willie with the two Boston Bruins players as we roll it forward. Pasta's gone, we saw this, but watch Willie Nylander in the middle of the screen. He hasn't taken a stride, so bring it back a second.
Just a little.
You brought this up, right there. Right, a little bit more forward, right there. What happens? Let's say Samsonov makes this save.
Yeah.
Let's say he makes this save. I'd love that. I've never used this. It's a huge puck. Let's say he makes that save and that puck's sitting out there.
Whoa.
Willie hasn't done anything. Now the guy
his knees aren't even bent. Like, he's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah. So you don't understand. It was frustrating. I think that's part of it. As far as like Sheldon Keefe, they did it so well.
This is literally how they won Game 5. They took a puck to the net, and if he makes this save, after all those things went wrong, and Samsonov makes the save, he can just clean up that rebound and score, because it's just like, play's over.
Yeah.
I mean, it's details. It's small details, and if 5 guys get wrong details, it looks really bad, and it happens quick in the playoffs with really good players.
And you can, if one thing goes wrong, you have layers, right? You have layers to back each other up. But literally, I hate to say it, every single player on the ice did something wrong. Steer guy was not in the right spot. Labushkin was outside the dots.
Well, they kind of bumped
Riley-
into each other too. In
Yeah,
the neutral zone,
you know, so it's just a nightmare situation right here. But I mean, whatever. It's a beautiful play from one side.
Right.
It's a complete falling asleep on the other at the most important time.
You know what I wonder? Because they were so dialed in for games 5 and 6. Even their dumps, like where they would place pucks, everything was on the yellow. The Bruins could not get out. They were so dialed in. One mistake happened, and they didn't know who was covering for who. It's disappointing because they played so well to get back in the series. Everything they said was right. Like they did that. That was their dictating the play sort of thing. That's how they got back into it. And to just on a nothing play, it should have been a nothing play. And you gave a high-end skill guy, 2 guys. I mean, Lindholm finally starting to get going in the series. Really high-end player, sees an opportunity, makes a play, and it's in your net, and it hurts you. In the playoffs, with good teams, you're going to see more of it.
Yeah, it was a tough one. It was a tough one. I thought the Leafs were really good all series. I thought they were going to win that one.
Actually did too.
Anyways,